Well, I don't know how much patience you've got. Obviously, I'm thinking of finishing in time for dinner, maybe a little earlier than that. I've spent a lot of time, obviously, trying to help you people with your verses, but I didn't want to be like those sort of First World War generals who kept well in the rear and sent the poor sort of young people up over the top to face the machine gun fire of the hendecasyllable. So I thought, if I'm asking you to do it, I should just remind myself whether I can or not. So I thought I'd start off this little yellow book, I happened to pick a yellow one, with a hendecasyllable, wondering what I should write about. So Catullus wonders who he should dedicate his book of poems to. I wonder what I should start in this little yellow book, and I say, well, yeah, maybe the metre of Catullus wouldn't be a bad place to start. Quo metre incipiam novum libellum, parvum aptum his et idonium diebus, sit, sed vix tenero notare versu, tempuras, decet aut nocere cartas, formis iam bene vivimus Catulli, vivamus quigitur bono colore. Whether yellow is a coral bonus is a matter of taste, of course, but I quite like it. Number 2, some of you may have seen before because it was one I did in public. This is about the modern world, which I don't get into very much myself, and it's about Twitter and tweeting, which I don't do, and Facebook, which I'm not on, but I gather that many of you have heard of these strange devices. It was actually inspired by somebody else's suggestion that the Romans hadn't heard of this either. What would they make of our modern world where we share more or less everything in public, and frankly some of us would wish people wouldn't. Passim per populos pipiantes ore videmus partirique modis omnibus ulla volunt quomodo teneant Romani nostra videntes quidve homines pavidi participesve putent. The third one I thought I would share with you is a little personal experience. I went so far as to put on some trousers in your honour this evening, so I'm not actually showing off my shorts and the little mosquito bites which have been decorating my legs, not too painfully, it's an occupational hazard of course. So this is about the Briton abroad, and the interesting colour that he goes a little bit too red from the sun, and that sort of red background is added to with interesting red spots by these artistic mosquitoes. So this is what this is about, also in hendecasyllables. Solis sub radis cutem rubesco, speratis malepraepara tut albam, nati vi speciem ferens Britanni, mutatus videor Robert Britannus, addit qui maculas culex facetus, crude li magis arte rubriores. And finally, for the little ones that I've written here in this book, this is another sort of invocation to the muse. I know that Gina likes to be called Aloysia, and obviously I respect that greatly. However, she's called Gina in this poem. She's a modern American muse, and indeed I've elevated her to the pantheon as she quite deserves. So this is to the goddess Gina, our own divine leader, if we may say. So, Gina, divine Gina, I admire the things you've done. Your love of the ancient voice, of ancient poetry. You preserve, you save, and soter, saviour, you save songs, goddess Gina. Gina dea admiror res factas, vocis amorem antiquae, servas carmina Gina dea. Anchor tape. Do you think people have patience for any more of mine, or shall I stop there?
One or two more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was wondering if you had any patience for any more of mine, and I certainly don't wish to abuse the patience, but I have in my folder one or two, as they say on the cookery programs, that I prepared earlier. So. had some slightly risque love poetry from one or two of you. This is one I wrote earlier, again, thinking about what a woman's response to some of these sexist ancient poets might be. This is Ovid's Militat omnis amans poem. This is the response of a lady to the suggestion that every lover is a fighter. So it's women fighting back here. It was written in Lexington, Kentucky, hence the mention of Lexingtonia. There's also a mention of Tasmania, chiefly in honour of our Australian friend, who was also there. Militat omnis amans, melius sed femina pugnat, de biliardentis, de spicit arma veri, iste puer venoris, jactat puerilia tela, praesidium docta, femina mente tenet, quaeris, quot mulier, ferat instrumenta cruentas ad pugnas, praedam, quomodo certa petat, responsumst, pulchras, quot habet Tasmania cartas, quot vigiles oculis, insidiaeque latent, humida quot praebet, iam Lexingtonia guttas, sudoris, tot sunt tela timenda viris. Turpe senilis amor, fortasse, sed omnibus aecumst, rarior est qui non turpiter ardet amans. Forsitan uno soror senioris quaerit amantes, et petit aequales altera Marte soror. Res facilis juvenes est debellare superbus, maturo servo parcere maior honor. Nasule perspicuis loquitur tibi femina verbis, fortunatus eris si mea castro colles. Perhaps I should pause there. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your patience.